Well, here's something that no one ever asked for. Yes, no one asked for this at all. I sure as heck didn't. And if you did, then I got one word to ask you. I got one question. Why? Hi everybody, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, the rambling idiot, and Vigil. And today we're talking about, I actually can't believe that we're talking about this. This actually infuriates me and beyond belief. I know you guys don't care about my opinions very much, considering that I've been at a standstill on my channel for about 2 months. But besides the point, hey, if you like what you see, NikoTheLegend, feel free to subscribe. Okay, so why am I so upset? I mean, if anybody knows why I'm upset, then good for you, because you should be feeling the same way. Actually, everybody should be feeling the same way. Yeah, everybody, right? Just feel exactly how I do. It sounds like I'm just being a little bit of a crybaby. But no, a Dead Space remake being developed by EA Motive. What? What? Let me read that again. Dead Space Remake being developed by EA Motive. I'm not trying to be obnoxious or anything, but this is rich. This is absolutely rich. And this is what you do. This is what the devil does, or this is what a necromancer does. They reanimate the dead. And I hate to use terrible puns, but this is what that is. And a dead franchise. EA killed Visceral Games Studios along with Dead Space and left the story incomplete. The story is incomplete, in case you guys were wondering. You know, if anybody who's played Dead Space 1 through 3, you know that the story is incomplete and we're all waiting for the 4th game. Why are we getting a remake when the 4th game or the story is incomplete? Can someone please answer me that? Why are we getting a remake of the first game if this is going to be a remake of the first game, which to me, honestly, and I think a lot of people can agree, is one of the best horror games of all time, Dead Space 1. It's a horror masterpiece. It is a terrifyingly amazing game. So why are we getting a remake? This article doesn't say it, so let's get right into it. EA Motive is working on a brand new Dead Space game. See, it doesn't necessarily state the first game, so maybe it'll be the 4th game. Maybe it'll be a sequel. God, I really hope so. With Venture Pete reporting that the project is being planned as a remake of the original. Well, there goes that. Take everything with a grain of salt, though, at least. Earlier today, the Dead Space YouTube account was updated for the first time since 2013. The game will reportedly be revealed at EA Play on July 22nd. The report states that EA Motive is taking inspiration from Capcom's work with both Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes, which drastically changed the gameplay from the original PlayStation releases. This might not be the case for Motive's remake. The remake is expected to stick closely to the original, but introduce new gameplay elements from its sequels, as well as modern pass on the visuals. Okay. Modern pass on the visuals, the game still looks pretty great. I would have been fine with some remastered look of it, you know, where it's like HD, 4K, whatever, right? I would have been okay with that. You know, take the really lazy route, okay? Because I'd rather have that than a brand new freaking remake of a game that doesn't even need it. I'm telling you, it doesn't need it. And look, if they're going for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 for inspirations on remakes, that's not the right way to go, because those are completely different camera perspectives, different style of gameplay. You all know. We go from fixed camera angles to third person. So Capcom did that right because they really gave a shit about their own properties for the most part when it comes to Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. And it's Capcom. If Capcom wants to do that, okay, fine. But because they're the original developers, whether you guys agree with me or not. EA Motive, they're not the original developers. Visceral Studios is. They are. The guys that are making that left and making their own game called, what is it, Alpha Protocol, which is supposed to be a spiritual successor to Dead Space. Those gurus are doing their own thing because, you know, well, thanks to EA's meddling and stupidity, this is what we get. It just doesn't make any sense. So let's keep going here. Visceral Games launched the original Dead Space in 2008 with Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield directing. Schofield has been started striking distance, a new studio as part of PUBG Group. That studio is working on the Callisto Protocol, which seems to take inspiration from his work on Dead Space. 2 sequels, Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, launched in 2011 and 13, respectively, with the franchise remaining dormant since... No, not dormant, dead. Dead. The studio was dead. Visceral Games was closed by EA in 2017 after the publisher scrapped its work on a new Star Wars title codenamed Ragtag. So instead of a brand new game, they want to go cash grab on a property that people used to like. Maybe because EA's like, oh, I forgot, single player games are really good now. That's why we, oh man, Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, single player games. Oh man, it's so good that we took out the online components of Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 5, 4, whatever. Oh, so what do we do? Let's bring Dead Space back. Yeah, people like that after we murdered it. You see, this is just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate accident. And I just can't believe this, guys. Like, this is very upsetting to me because this is something that should not be happening. This is bad business practice, and this is going to be one giant cash grab. One giant cash grab. Look, I don't care if it looks amazing. I don't even care if it plays, let's just say, better, okay? Because the controls are more modernized or there's some gameplay. You don't mess with the original. You don't mess with the classics, you know? You just don't, especially when you're not even the same company. You know, at least with, let's go with an example real quick before we end the video. At least with, let's go with Fable, right? Fable, Lionhead Studios shut down by Microsoft. Pretty sad for a lot of us who were waiting for even Fable Legends or Fable 4. Okay, I get that. And then the franchise has been supposedly revived, right? Because we've seen a trailer of Fable 4 made by, you know, a different Playground Studios, a different studio entirely. But hey, they're not remaking the first game, okay? They're doing a sequel. I am okay with that because they are not tampering with what made the originals great, and they're not the same company. They have no right to mess with that original vision. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. I mean, is that fair to say? I think that's fair to say. I'm not trying to like complain here or anything, but if you want to do it right, make a sequel. The story isn't done for Dead Space, for crying out loud. Why are we going back to the beginning? And it's like, it's 2021. I bet you anything there's going to be some really political, I don't know, social commentary in the game or some crappy political, you know, like some political thing going on in Dead Space. Like, you know, they're gonna just, especially when it's a Star Wars, like a studio that made Star Wars Squadrons. It's like I know I made the Fable example of a racing game company working on a role-playing game, which to me is still risky business. That's kind of the same way as shooter space simulator game working on a horror franchise. But well, they worked on a space game. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Dead Space, let it be dead. It died when the studio was shut down. The only way to revive it is to make a sequel to finish the story. Finish the fight against the Necromorphs and the Markers as Isaac Clarke. Now that's not going to be the case entirely anymore. So, cheers, mates. Anyway, folks, how does this make you feel about Dead Space Remake happening? It's like, do you feel this is unjustifiable? Do you feel that this is something you want? You know, you don't necessarily have to comment about it, down below. Just comment on anything. You can comment how obnoxious my voice is and all that, and who cares about what I think. But bottom line is, guys, I just don't think this is very respectful. You know, you just don't mess with somebody's work like that. You have to respect it. And once the studio was shut down, so was Dead Space, unless you do a sequel. So, thanks, folks. I've been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, rambling idiot, the snowflake, and Vigil. I hope you did enjoy. And we all love EA, don't we? We really, really do. All right, take care. I just want to die.